We are told history is written by the victors. But for Cleopatra, history was radically rewritten by Roman propaganda. For 2,000 years, Western art and cinema have painted her as a manipulative, hypersexualized siren who brought down two of Rome's greatest generals using nothing but seduction. We picture her lounging on silk pillows, a passive beauty hidden behind gold and makeup. But what if you could step past the ancient texts? What did the world's most powerful woman actually look like? And how did she rule when the cameras weren't rolling? To understand the real Cleopatra, we have to travel back to the glittering city of Alexandria. She was not ethnically Egyptian. She was Macedonian Greek, a descendant of Ptolemy, one of Alexander the Great's top generals. But unlike her ancestors, who refused to even speak the language of the people they conquered, Cleopatra was a brilliant polyglot. She spoke 9 languages fluently, including Egyptian, Hebrew, and Arabic. She wasn't just a queen, she was a highly educated intellectual, trained in mathematics, philosophy, astronomy, and international economics. While Rome trembled at her name, she sat in the Grand Library of Alexandria, orchestrating the massive wealth of the ancient world.
When she sought an alliance with Julius Caesar, she didn't do it out of desperation. She did it as a master strategist. The famous myth claims she had herself smuggled into Caesar's quarters, wrapped inside a luxurious rug. But ancient sources suggest a far more calculated move. She arrived hidden in a hemp bed sack, appearing not as an exotic dancer, but as an exiled monarch offering Caesar the ultimate prize, the wealth of the Nile. Caesar wasn't captivated by a pretty face. He was astonished by a woman who understood logistics, military supply lines, and empire building better than his own senators. Years later, to secure her kingdom against a fracturing Roman Republic, she staged political spectacles that felt utterly godlike. This brought about her legendary alliance with Mark Antony. To prove Egypt's infinite wealth to the Roman general, she hosted a banquet of unimaginable opulence. Pliny the Elder records that Cleopatra made a wager with Antony that she could spend 10 million sesterces on a single dinner. As Antony looked on, she ordered a single vessel of strong vinegar to be placed before her. Removing one of her priceless pearl earrings, the largest pearls in the known world, she dropped it into the cup. The acid began to violently dissolve the gemstone, and before anyone could stop her, she drank it down. Absolute power, consumed in a single sip. But this display of godlike wealth signed her death warrant. Back in Rome, an ambitious, ruthless young politician named Octavian saw his chance. He didn't declare war on Mark Antony. He knew the Roman people wouldn't support a civil war against a fellow Roman hero. Instead, Octavian launched history's first massive media smear campaign. He weaponized propaganda, painting Cleopatra as an evil, foreign sorceress who had brainwashed and corrupted a proud Roman general. In the eyes of the Roman public, the war wasn't about land. It was a holy crusade to save Rome from the decadent, feminine East. The propaganda campaign worked. At the Battle of Actium, the forces of Antony and Cleopatra were shattered by Octavian's navy. Realizing her empire was lost and refusing to be marched through the streets of Rome in chains as a conquered trophy, Cleopatra took control of her final moments. She died in her royal mausoleum, choosing an end that sealed her myth forever. Rome tried to drown her true legacy in lies, but they never truly conquered her mind. Her throne is dust, but her story survives.
History happened in the dark. No cameras, no evidence, just the truth left behind. The Time Capsule is pulling back the curtain on that unphotographed world. Subscribe before we head to our next destination, and drop a comment below. Where should we take you next?